like anything else, I swear it's not nearly as dark as my camera is making it out to be. But it is Friday night, first night of Comic-Con for us, because, you know, we don't usually go on Thursdays anyway. And I just got home, sort of. We ate dinner a little while ago. And this year's weird because they opened up a whole bunch of different places. Yes, I brought my camcorder with me to Stefan's house. This is Stefan's house, the room I usually stay in. You know I'm better at Jack Bauer than Stefan, but whatever. Anyway, Friday this year is weird because Comic-Con, they decided to open up a whole bunch of off-site venues, so it wasn't as crowded. I don't know if that's going to happen again tomorrow, but it also means that the cool panels are not... The cool panels are not actually at Comic-Con. Like, you gotta go waste part of your day and go see them. But I did get a whole bunch of swag, and I finally got into an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel. It was awesome, and I'm really disappointed because Clark Gregg, Chloe Bennett, and Gabriel Luna, who plays Ghost Rider, if you haven't been keeping up. Not the Nick Cage Ghost Rider, we're talking Robbie Reyes, the second Ghost Rider. Not Johnny Blaze. They actually passed by us, commenting on how, like, their costumes look really bad. And that's not to say, like, you need to go all out and be a super professional when you cosplay, but these costumes were in particular bad. And it just so happened that when I was at the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel, I found out it was Coulson, Clark Gregg, was dressed up as a really shitty Ghost Rider. Chloe Bennett was dressed up as a Rocket Raccoon with a head that would give you nightmares. The thing was terrifying. And then Gabriel Luna was in a Star-Lord costume, and it was pretty normal. It looked like the regular buy-in-the-store Star-Lord costume, because the mask was a little bit better. And they brushed right past us, because they were doing the incognito interview thing about people, asking people about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff. And that's awesome. I've never gotten into an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel. I don't usually, I maybe get into one the whole weekend of the main stage panel, so this was awesome to me. It was super cool. Other panels I did, I mostly hung out by myself and just hung out on the show floor because there weren't too many panels this year. There wasn't too much fun stuff. I'm gonna show y'all my swag.
As usual, got a bunch of posters that, besides the ones that are really damaged, will probably end up in my eBay shop because, I mean, Voltron's cool and all, and so is Pathfinder, what have you, but I don't really have any more room on my walls for posters. So I'll be getting even more. My eBay store will be stocked to the brim with posters very soon, which is good news for all of us because more money means closer to leaving my mom's house and also, you know, not having to deal with shitty people all the time, only partially, like some of the time. So plenty of posters as usual. Oh, we come to the con swag. The con swag. I picked up Megas XLR on bootleg because they never released it on DVD. So I haven't tested the discs. I should probably test them before I go home. They're not even marked because they're bootlegs. Comic-Con insists that they have a no bootleg policy and what have you, but there's one booth in particular that is all bootlegs. You could probably tell just from the box art that it is a bootleg, but I'm okay with it. I got tested to make sure it works because I bought bootlegs from them before that just had duplicate discs, and that sucks. I got Chasing Artwork's new book. I've already showed you guys Cassie and Tonk, but Justin Curry came up with a new one, which is kind of in the same vein as Cassie and Tonk, except this one takes place underwater. And it's got a one-of-a-kind design inside of it, and I haven't opened it. I wanted it to be a surprise, so at some point I'll tell you guys what's in there. Maybe, if I actually sit down to read it. Free books at Comic-Con. There's a lot of them. This year, I only grabbed 2 so far. One's not really a book, but this is actually a full book. For free, I love free shit. Surprising absolutely no one. Viz Media manga sampler for this year. Maybe I'll go grab another one. I picked up Zindan. It's the only real, you know, comic book that uses like Indian history and mythology. It's the only major one, I guess you could say. And the special thing about this, like I've sold their posters before. They're pretty cool. The special thing about this is that the new issue that just came out, which is number 2, as you can see here, there's a Comic-Con error where 2 of the pages are printed in the wrong order, and so all the rest of them are going to be scrapped. But these Comic-Con special editions, they go for money, especially because he signed them. I didn't ask him to, but he was a cool dude. I was asking him because there was a panel on Rising from the East, was the name of the panel, and it was supposed to be comics coming from India. And I was like, was that you guys? Because I was in another panel and I was bummed that I couldn't go, and I want to learn about your story. And they were like, actually it wasn't. And I'm like, who else from India or of Indian descent is making a comic? Because I ain't never heard of it. Wonder Woman's on the cover of the programs this year. Grab a couple of those. I'll grab some more. They'll probably end up in my shop at some point. The Sports Market Report came up and they had a Stan Lee signed thing giveaway. A lot of people are just booping tags now. They've let the booths read the RFID chips in your tags, which is awesome. It makes things so much simpler. Den of Geek this year, instead of having Ash from Ash vs. Evil Dead, has got Negan on it. Jeffrey Dean Morgan from The Walking Dead. I'll probably grab a couple more of those. Maybe some will show up in my store. This is for a friend. I saw this. I was like, oh, I know I need to bring her. There's going to be a machine coloring book. That's cray cray. That's cray cray. One of the people I got a bunch of posters from were Orbit books. I've never heard of Orbit books, but I did recognize some of the covers to the books, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I know you guys, sort of. And then Comics Tribe is awesome, and I had a golden ticket. Supposedly there's only 200 people with a golden ticket, but I was the only one who showed up today with a golden ticket. They were confused. They were like, oh, okay. But I got a free comic, and the one that I chose was Counter Terror. And the lady who does the art actually doesn't do the art on this book, but one of the girls who does the art for Comics Tribe described it as Ghostbusters, but run by the government, and therefore with money and funding and know what they're doing, but they don't really know what they're doing. It's pretty okay. If you don't know Comics Tribe's other work, I would suggest looking up Oxymoron. And the way that they bill Oxymoron is the Joker came to Gotham, there was no Batman to stop him. He's just insane. And it's kind of like murder porn when he does bad shit, but this is weird and I wanted to check it out, but there's apparently a manga translating battle, and apparently it's a thing because this is volume 5, so I don't know. Free comic books, there's quite a few of them at Comic-Con. This one's about Oshawott trying to ask other Pokemon what jokes are, so you can tell Pikachu because Pikachu's sad. The Comic Book Legal Defense Fund had its own booth this year, which I don't think I've seen before. Usually they hang out at other people's booths, and they gave away free info stuff. Went to the Valiant panel for the future of Valiant, and their new event is going to be Divinity 3, and it's called Stalinverse, and it's going to be 2 of the Russian cosmonauts that flew up into space and got superpowers, came back and decided to make the world, you know, communist. But if you use the secret code at the booth, they give you Faith number 1. I don't really care about Faith. She's just not one of the Harbingers that I care about. It's not a thing. Savage looks to be kind of good. Britannia also doesn't interest me all that much. The Harbingers as a group are cool. Faith by herself, Zephyr, it doesn't do anything for me. And I didn't know Dynamite has all these... Like, I knew Dynamite did Red Sonja. I knew that. I did not know that Dynamite also had the license for Kiss, and Xena, and Ash, or Evil Dead. I did not know that. Or that they had the thing to Betty Boop. I did not know they had a license to Betty Boop or James Bond, but they were handing out free stuff. So I got some free stuff. As you can see by this We Love Fine bag, they always give away a huge bag. Of course, the tags are Walking Dead again this year. Friday was Carol. We couldn't get 3-day passes this year because, so instead we got single-day passes for all the day. But I bought a friggin' awesome Spider-Gwen t-shirt. And then I also got a Lion from Steven Universe t-shirt, which is going to be amazing. And it comes with a giant bag. I'm talking about giant bag. Look how far I gotta sit back for this to zoom in. I don't like the brony side, but this side is cool. It's like all monsters from Dungeons and Dragons. Awesome. So that's Friday, and I'll see you guys again for Saturday.
Hey, it was a lion day. Oh, I got a new lion shirt. It's awesome. There's actually someone today cosplaying as lion, like in a full lion suit, and that's cool and cute, but it's way too far into furry territory for me. I have enough trouble with that, as you know. Everyone assumes I'm a furry on YouTube, and I don't know why. I'm assuming it's because of my icon, but I like wolves, and I like to punch people in the face. I don't want to have no sex. It's not what I'm looking for. Nope. But Saturday at Comic-Con was super unorganized. I mean, a little bit better organized than yesterday, but again, I don't think that they were expecting the amount of people that they got. We got asked out of the Iron Fist panel, me and Jack Bauer, but Jack Bauer went to a whole bunch of panels that he wanted to go to. We got to see Justice League Dark, which is the new animated movie in the DC universe, with supernatural stuff plus Batman, because Batman has to be in all DC animated movies or no one will watch them. But they did get the guy who played Constantine in the TV show back as Constantine in the animated movie, which is awesome. I didn't actually watch Constantine, but I've heard nothing but love for the character and his portrayal by this particular actor, so it's great. I didn't really get anything special for myself today while I was there. I did go to the Alan Tudyk panel. For those of you who don't know, he's done like a bazillion roles, but most people know him as Wash from Firefly. He was talking about his new show, won a whole bunch of awards because it was kickstarted, and his first thing on Kickstarter to raise $1 million. You know, just small things like that. Yeah, he's a hilarious guy, so I was real happy to actually get into the panel on the main stage, because I don't usually get anything on the main stage, and I've been 3 things on the main stage so far, which is awesome. Justice League Dark was also on the main stage. Other than that, the panels, I feel like there are less panels this year, even though they opened up more things. Like there's a new room, I think I mentioned it before, they're calling the Experience Room. It's got like a lot of VR and a couple video games in it. And that room has never been open for this particular purpose. I believe they used it as a stage at some point. In the past, I believe it was the Empire stage, but this year it's just 1E. So that was kind of weird, but it opened up a lot of extra space, and like that area no one knows is there, so it's kind of quiet in there. One thing I did grab today for Turtle SLV are some exclusive items from Dead by Daylight, because she was like, go meet the developers, they're going to be there. And they are there. They ended up in 1E, the little area, so it's kind of quiet, and they actually get a chance to talk to people, which is cool. I haven't had a chance to play Dead by Daylight yet, but I walked up to the booth and I was like, Turtle sent me, and they were like, who? It's a streamer? I bet they want codes. And I was like, yeah, codes. So I'm gonna see if I can go get some more codes, because I honestly, I would play, but it's definitely a game that I would never just get into by myself. Like I'd have to know that other friends wanted to play, and I know Sarah and I know Plastic will always play, but I don't know. It doesn't interest me normally. It's not, Dead by Daylight is not a game that I'd be like when I heard about. It's not like Killing Floor, which I absolutely adore. Though kind of, Mari. And they wanted to announce, they're at E3, okay. They're at Comic-Con to announce that for Halloween, they're adding Michael Myers from Halloween to the game as one of the new killers, which is awesome. So I'm gonna see if I can snag some more of these beautiful codes. Maybe I can do a giveaway if I can grab some more. What I did grab today, well, I didn't buy anything else. I did buy one thing today, but you'll see that later. A whole bunch of samplers and free books. I love free stuff. I got excited because I saw Star Wars novels at Del Rey free sampler. I got a couple of these actually. And some free books that look up my alley. I'm always okay with more free books because free books are awesome. Also, free children's books are now a thing, even though not really too many children are going up and grabbing free stuff, but I guess they're hoping their parents are. And then they're making a real big push for DC Superhero Girls. I took a bunch of pictures. I don't know. They're probably not. They might be edited into this video, maybe not. But like I have a mega box display of Supergirl from DC Superhero Girl. I'm trying to get my niece into comics early. Give her some nerd cred to go on. So DC Superhero Girls for a little girl is, you know, pretty good. If I were a little girl at this point in time, I'd probably like that. They're doing a good thing. A whole bunch of prints for Ass Class. There's a lot of Ass Class stuff going on. Even a couple of people trying to cosplay as Koro Sensei from Ass Class, but you know, a whole bunch of Hellboy stuff. There's always Hellboy stuff at the Dark Horse panel or booth thing. There's always Hellboy stuff because I'm pretty sure that's their most recognizable title. They do, Dark Horse has a lot of licensed titles as well, but I'm pretty sure if you think of Dark Horse, you're gonna think of Hellboy. And at some point, it's gonna come up. Book about evolution for children, and I said to the lady, I was like, I hope it succeeds, because she was like, it's teaching people about evolution and how, you know, it's important because it's where we came from. And she was like, I hope it succeeds too. And that's not the way I meant it. I meant I hope it succeeds because I'm tired of people saying that, you know, evolution isn't real and what have you, because stupid. Just a whole bunch more posters. Pokemon mini comics. It's a thing. More programs. More Dens of Geeks. A whole bunch more posters. I got a lot more posters than I thought I was gonna get. Ninjago is still there. Like, there's a lot of Ninjago stuff, and I'm just like, but who is buying it? Because I never see anyone buy anything Ninjago related. Legit nothing. Never ever. Never ever. You see me flipping around. More free books. Actually, what I really like is this. Some of the books have poster review online on the back. That is actually very clever. And it honestly seems like the people at the booths don't mind if you're going to say negative things. Like, they just really want to know your opinion. And that, for a company, is super cool. Super, super cool. The one print that I got today, one thing that I bought, is this fucking amazing Spider-Gwen print. You might have seen I took a picture of it last year because I was like, oh, it's so good. I ended up buying a bunch, but this is the only one that I bought for me. It's friggin' amazing Spider-Gwen print. Oh, I can't wait to put it up on my wall. I can't wait. I also bought a Grimm A Solar 76 print because it was beautiful. And, oh, it was so pretty. It was so pretty. They're apparently working on a biography of Gary Gygax. I think that's how you pronounce his name, but he's the guy who made Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm actually, this really impressed me. I really would like to learn about this. Also, I just realized it's signed. Cool. Extra cool. But in addition to codes, the Dead by Daylight booth is giving out posters. Now, I got one for Turtle, for our friend Sarah. But there will be other ones, and I'm thinking of either doing a giveaway at some point, maybe for the game. If I actually start playing, I'll give away a poster. But most likely you'll be able to find them in my eBay shop. You'll be able to find a lot of cool con swag. Some con swag, if you will, in my eBay shop sooner or later. Give me a couple of days, guys. This is hard work. there you go. Sunday night at Comic-Con is over, so that ends 2016's Comic-Con. And this year, I gotta say, one thing I was impressed with is that because they spread out the venues, like you could go to Madison Square Garden, you could go to BookCon, you could go to the Hammerstein Ballroom for panels, it really made it so much less crowded, so much less claustrophobic on the show floor, but I feel like there was just less stuff to do altogether. I spent a lot of this Comic-Con alone, which is unusual, because I'm used to spending it with, you know, friends. But this year, I spent most of it alone, just chilling in between panels, or like walking the show floor. I didn't grab as much free swag as I was hoping to grab, but it was to be expected. I just didn't, not as many panels. I don't know if it was there were less panels or there were more panels that didn't interest me. But today we hit up the Gravity Falls panel on the show floor, and one of the funniest things I've heard all Comic-Con at any panel or anything that we went to was Alex Hirsch, the creator of Gravity Falls, was talking about fan letters he's received. He was like, the strangest fan letter I've ever received was, he got a letter addressed not to him or Disney XD, he got a letter addressed to Dipper, and it was obviously scribbled like a child. And the way he describes the story is like, he get this letter, it's addressed to Dipper, and it had his address in Gravity Falls. And then underneath that, in parentheses, like an adult wrote in the actual address that it was supposed to be going to. And he opens the envelope, and in it is just one sheet of paper. And in like the corner, and he goes, in the corner of the paper, because you know when a child doesn't start a letter where they're supposed to, they start it in like the wrong spot, and then they have to rush to finish it because they run out of space. Like down in the corner was a picture of the third journal from Gravity Falls, and it just had an arrow, and at the end of the arrow the text was, "Give to me." And a little while later, the Disney XD people were like, what kind of merchandise would you like to do? Do you think if we did a third journal, would people buy it? He goes, I know one person that would definitely buy it. And so they released the third journal, and that's pretty much the panel about, because the series already ended. And I'm sad that I didn't get into the series before. I basically got into the series. The first 3 episodes I've seen were like the last 3 episodes of the whole series, and I was like, what is this? This is amazing. And for those of you that don't know, I don't know if they're going to release more info to the public about it, but they're going to release a limited edition run of Journal 3 from Gravity Falls with blacklight pages. So that's going to be super cool, and I might buy it just to jump in. I really want to watch that series now. Like, I've always heard good things, but after seeing like the last 3 episodes of the series, I was like, oh, that's awesome. But yeah. And then we also went to a Lucha Underground panel for Jack Bauer. I'm pointing that way because his bedroom's over there. The Lucha Underground looks like the silliest shit I've ever. Like, I knew it was a show about, you know, pro wrestlers, specifically Mexican pro wrestlers, but I didn't know there were like zombies and vampires and dudes who can breathe fire, and there's like dragons, and there's a witch who can teleport and licks people's faces apparently. And I'm just like, what is this even, and how is it still on the air? And the fans freaking love it. Speaking of fans, there were way too many mouth breathing creeps. We have a running joke. So one of my friends that usually goes to Comic-Con, she had commented a couple years ago, she was like, why don't you go to speed dating at Comic-Con, because you'll win by default because you are not a mouth breathing creep. And I was like, so this year I was looking for it, and I was like, oh, alright, cool. And they don't have it anymore. It's not a thing that exists at Comic-Con anymore, which was kind of disappointing, but also kind of okay. I mean, there's a lot of mouth breathing creeps at Comic-Con. And every time Grimjack would start telling a story and he'd get excited about something, a mouth breathing creep would just like fucking electric slide over to us and join the conversation, and they'd be like, yeah, I did blah 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 blah, blah, and then and I was like, well, why are we attracting all the mouth breathing creeps? Like, that's not the people I want to attract while I'm at Comic-Con. I know there's a lot of you, and statistically you would be the ones that we attract, but stop. Other than that, this was a pretty good Comic-Con. And then in the end, we got to see Kenbei today, which is unusual. He didn't get to come with us. The Laundry King didn't come with us this year. Kenbei didn't come with us, so we missed out. But we did get to hang out with Kenbei for dinner today, so that was fun. It's always good to see old friends. And now, just the last of the con swag, really. We have a couple posters today. I got another one of these signed. I wanted to get a third one. This is actually a book that interests me, and I think this would be really cool. And the illustrator signed it, I believe. Well, written and illustrated. Corin Chadney is the one who signed it. Now I have two of these that are signed by him, and I think I have one regular one. It's just a really cool poster in general as well. It's actually a book I would probably get and read. I was looking at the Dark Horse booth for Zodiac Star Force because last year they had signings of the posters, and it looks like a series that I would really be interested in because it's kind of like Sailor Moon, but if all the scouts were actually like real people and were relatable. So I was like, okay, you got me, I'll read this. But it's been such a pain in the ass to find Zodiac Star Force by the Power of Astra, which is the first like collected volume. I want that, and I can never find it. And they didn't have it at the booth. They didn't have anything related to Zodiac Star Force at the booth. And I was like, oh, what a bummer. And then I picked up some more of these posters that I think we've seen before, but they were super cool. Jack Bauer helped me grab posters today. Not as good as I hoped for. The Pathfinder tales, always, like they always do real good work. They're really cool and stuff, so you'll probably be seeing those up in my eBay store sometime soon. We also, I forgot to mention, well, it's technically Monday right now, so you guys won't see this video as I filmed it during Comic-Con, so I'll have a week to edit it, so I'll probably have a chance to add all the photos that I took in a slideshow of some sort. I'm not sure if I'm going to add it in at the beginning or the end. But also, it became Liz started this tradition because she's apparently the only one of our group that was approachable up until this particular Comic-Con. And someone handed her this for the Gotham West Market one year, and it's now our tradition that after Comic-Con on Sunday, after the half day, we go to the Gotham West Market to eat. And it's awesome, and we did that with Kenbei today, and it's nice to start a tradition. It's not something that I thought I would have with my group of friends. It's not something we do. We get together and do something every year, but this is now, and it's awesome. Even though, you know, Liz is not here to share it with us, she still helped start it, so thanks. At the, I don't know what booth they were. I think they were the Random House booth. They were handing out free books, and for some reason on Sunday, all the free books that they were handing out were related to social media celebrities. They were handing out apparently Lily Pons and Jake, I don't know, he's the younger brother. Oh, Jake Paul, he's the younger brother of Logan Paul, the white dude with long curly hair that's in everybody's vines. He wrote a book that they were handing out for free, but we ended up grabbing Lily Pons' books. And I figured people would know more about her than I do, because of her beat, Amanda Cerny or whatever. I don't give a shit about it. But I was like, I know that name and it's free, so okay. Oh. Speaking of the Lucha Underground panel, their comic book is fucking ridiculous. There's like evil vampire ninja things that hold out skulls that shoot lightning bolts and shit, and I'm just like, I thought this was about Lucha Libre wrestlers. Why? And it just makes me want to watch it. Like, they show clips and I was like, that looks awful. And it's that good kind of awful. Like, it's so awful that you just want to consume more of it. Nah, I'm about to learn about a lot of new books that came out. Not that I care about them at the moment, but free stuff. There's a booth that just sells comics about animal people. And I know you're thinking immediately, you just said you're not a fur. I don't think that, I hope, no, that's not what I'm, not furry stuff, I don't think. But there are a lot of animal people related things at this booth, and they're handing them out for free, and I like free stuff. This is a huge poster for a series called Warriors, which looks like it's about cats. Like cats? Oh, that might be in the store pretty soon, too. Oh, and then free book that actually looks like something I would read. I know that's very rare at Comic-Con, but too, Blood for Blood, and the first thing I could think of was Blood for the Blood God, because it's automatically what you think of when you read Blood for Blood, right? Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. There was no Nintendo booth. There's almost always a Nintendo booth, but there was no Nintendo booth this year. There was just a booth for the Legend of Zelda Historia, I think it's called? No, the Hyrule Historia. And the booth kept closing super early. I'm assuming they ran out of whatever copies they had to sell, but they were handing out really cool Link postcards, so I grabbed a couple. And I don't know where Grimm picked this up, but when we got together at our last panel, he handed me this. And it's about, like, Jesus if he were a dude bro, like a frat bro. So weird. Like, I was flipping through it, it's like, what would Jesus do if he was playing stuff like Call of Duty? And I'm like, what? And he was like, you need this in your life. And I was like, bruh, I'm good. No, they were handing out sweatbands as well. I thought they were wallets at first, but they were sweatbands, and that confused me, but whatever. Got more of these cool Dragon Age World of Thetis posters. They're pretty impressive, I have to say. And also not Spec Foundation. They handed these out last year too. I think I have one in my eBay store now, but I'm probably gonna end up putting up more because I got more. That's just the way life is. Oh, they're getting ready to push Wild Cards as a TV series. Super excited. Super excited. If you like Game of Thrones, you know George R.R. Martin, obviously, or A Song of Ice and Fire is the book series, but way before that there was Wild Cards. It's a Mosaic series, so, no, sorry, a Mosaic novel, not a Mosaic series, but it's like each chapter is written by a different author. They all take place in the same universe, and George R.R. Martin has been the editor of the series for many years, and he writes most of the characters that are like used really often. That's George R.R. Martin's work. So if you like superheroes, and if you'd like to see what superheroes would probably end up doing to real life, like how people would treat them and react to their presence, I highly recommend checking out Wild Cards, but not if you're a youngin', because there's a lot of sex and drugs and murder and death, and yeah. If you're older on the spectrum, I would say definitely check out Wild Cards. I'm like 5 or 6 books into the series at this point. I have no idea what this is, but I'm assuming it's a set of postcards because I got one for the Zodiac Legacy last year. Apparently a book coming out called The Fifth Beetle. I don't know what that is. Oh, this got me super stoked when I saw it. Apparently, if you've ever read Artemis Fowl, which is also amazing if you're into like young adult fantasy, science fiction, you know, I have no idea how to pronounce his name. Even though I'm part Irish, no freaking clue how to pronounce that. I've heard like it pronounced like 25 different ways, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. He's apparently writing for Marvel now, and he'll be writing a Iron Man book soon, and that like blew my mind. I was like, oh, Artemis Fowl! I love Artemis Fowl. Artemis Fowl is one of my favorite series. More ass-class things. They were really trying to get people into their panels. Trying real hard. Apparently there's a children's book coming out called 100 Nights of Hero. I don't know what this is. But it was free, so I took it. Poster I might actually use, obviously. It just says, well, that doesn't help you. Better read comics every day. There was a whole bunch of people that were wearing shirts that said read comics every day. Not entirely sure what it was for, but yeah. Oh, I guess this is the augmented reality series that's going to take over for Anomaly and Shifter, since they didn't have a booth this year for the first time ever. I did not know, like, the movie The Fifth Wave was a book series, but apparently the 5th book is coming out soon. I'm sorry, it's the final book, which happens to be the 5th, which is funny because it's called The Fifth Wave. Actually, I was very surprised on Sunday that the Dead by Daylight booth was gone. Like, they only came for one day of the con, but the person they hired to be Mike Myers, or the guy from Call of Duty, was still walking around the show floor all day with his Dead by Daylight logo on his back. And when I say walking around, I mean, no, that's legitimately all he did. He didn't say a word, he never broke character, he just gave people the "I'm going to murder you" in a second look and like slowly walked towards them all day. That was probably a very fun job for him. And then there's a book or something coming out called The Middle School's The Worst Year of My Life. Sorry, Worst Years of My Life. And they were handing out these and we were like, there's no screen, I don't understand what it looks like. A watch, but there's no screen. And then you press it, it's got an LED display. That's freaking cool, and they were handing them out for free. Obviously, as I'm not a child, I probably can't put this to good use, but it may end up being based. And with that, my backpack's, you know, empty. So, Comic-Con's over this year. There's some things that I wish they would change at some point, but overall, pretty good year. Pretty good year. This is the most I've ever gotten to main stage panels. Got into another one today. I didn't think I was going to make it into Gravity Falls. There are way more Gravity Falls fans out there. I kind of got a Show Enough looking haircut going on right now. Who's the master? Show Enough! There were actually quite a few Show Enough cosplayers. Didn't see one Battleborn cosplayer the entire con. However, they had 2 figures up of Battleborn characters. They had one of Marquis and one of Aqua. I was super disappointed that I didn't see any of them. And I didn't stop any people that were cosplaying this year either. I was just like a man on a mission, like get free stuff and do other things. And I honestly did not get very much free stuff. And when people were helping me grab free stuff, it went very good. Jack Bauer would be like, I don't want that, so I'm not picking it up. But I could sell it. Or give it away. I'm thinking pretty soon there's going to be a new giveaway on my channel. So, you know, every 100 subs, new giveaway. So just keep that in mind. 20 more. We're at 480 last I checked, which is amazing. And again, I just want to say thank you guys, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. You might be like, well, I mean, you'd still be here. I would be alive, yes. And I took that to mean, you know, it depends on what I'm doing and if I've moved and where I am in the world. And Grim was like, what do you mean? What do you mean if you're here? You gonna kill yourself? And I was like, that took such a turn so quickly. No, Grim, that is not what I meant. I am through that stage in my life. I'm waggling this ad for a TV show that I don't care about to hand it to us as we're literally walking out. But yeah, that's been New York Comic Con 2016. I thought we would have the other guys doing their impressions and what have you, but Jack Bauer's been dead, and we dropped Grim off on the way home, so he wasn't up for videos. Anyway, and you know, he wouldn't let you see his face either. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and you will probably be seeing this beautiful visage again soon on a Sunday. I know it's been quite a few Sundays since I've had a video out, but you may be seeing another Sunday video soon with an unboxing of something involving a mascot that is very cherished from my childhood in a place called Thumpo on the Islands. I'm so excited! But anyway, I will see you guys again soon. Bye! 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 I bet Jack Bauer was like, who the fuck is he talking to in there?